The UK government is set to unveil the much-anticipated legislation that aims at stopping illegal migrants crossing the channel in small boats. The bill is likely to be introduced today. The law will also prevent anyone deported from re-entering the United Kingdom, and the person can never claim a British citizenship. The plan has been criticised by refugee rights groups. They claim the plan is unworkable and will target refugees in a cruel manner. However, the UK Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, insists that the new rules are needed to control the dangerous voyages across the English Channel, which is also one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. Earlier, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak had made the migrant issue one of the top priorities of his government this year. The unveiling of the new law also comes ahead of a summit where French President Emmanuel Macron is expected to feature, enhancing cooperation with UK to stop these boats. According to government figures, in 2022, more than 45,000 migrants crossed the English Channel to the United Kingdom. The latest figures suggest that more than 2,900 migrants have already crossed the English Channel this year, and migrants range from countries like Albania, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan and Syria. The spike in migrations has also fueled the growing backlog in asylum cases, as more than 160,000 people await a decision. For more on this story, our correspondent Alex Isaac joins us live from London. Alex, of course, this is a very sensitive and contentious issue, even though Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Suella Braverman have always made their rather staunch stand, or shall we say hawkish stand, on immigration very clear. But there has been criticism, there is opposition from refugee rights groups. How do you see this panning out?
Absolutely, you're right there. It has been quite controversial. But Suella Braverman is speaking at the moment to the Commons, and she has suggested that if they put a stop to the refugee crisis, that all of the illegal migrants coming over, that it will continue. And she says that the laws at the moment say that anybody could claim any kind of refugee status and come over, and that needs to be put a stop. This legislation will have to go through the House of Commons and the House of Lords, but at the moment she is asking for it to be retrospectively as well active, so that if this does go through, that anyone from today won't be able to come over to the country because of that asylum bill. Therefore, it will be put forward, and those that are trying to come over illegally will try and be stopped. Whether or not it's going to actually make a difference, well, that's to be seen. This is not just the first time that they've tried to put law in place. Priti Patel did put the National Borders Bill together a couple of years ago, and before that Sajid Javid, and before that Labour as well. There will be a lot of people asking about other routes that people can take to come into the UK if they desperately need refuge here, and that should be accounted for, and hopefully we'll have some of those answers as this story continues.
The other aspect to this story is, of course, the number of unfortunate deaths that we've seen of migrants who have undertaken dangerous voyages across the English Channel. Many have lost their lives. Therefore, the question really is this about bringing in greater regulation, or really is this about stopping migration? What does the British public feel about this? Is there any kind of unanimity, or is there a deep divide on this issue, pretty much on the lines of Brexit?
Well, it does feel that a lot of people within the UK have been quite fed up with the boat situation for a number of years. Of course, there are some really sad stories about those who have lost their lives, but we also hear on the other end of that spectrum that gangs and smugglers thousands of pounds to allow people to come over on those small boats, and those people are not refugees, and they are just looking to get status in the UK and then claim benefits as well. We obviously hear a lot across all the charities who want to ensure that people who really do need help are able to get it, but we do keep hearing about the number of people that are coming over, those from Albania who don't look to need the asylum, but they are still seeking it. And of course, those boats that have had lots of trouble, that have been coming over, there is this disparity between what France is doing, what the UK is doing, and those kind of conversations that are happening around. Most people Britain do really want an end to this crisis. In fact, it's one of the things that Rishi Sunak had promised in his 5 priorities and Boris Johnson too in his manifesto. And people want to see some change, whether or not the Conservatives do go forward and take on the election next. They also want to see Labour make a strong point on this as well, as they had done back 2003 and going forward.
All right, will be interesting to see how this pans out. Thanks very much, Alex, for all those details.